Welcome everyone to the Avernus server in its last days. That's right, it has been a good run, although you probably noticed that I stopped recording, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, probably a month or more. I just had some troubles with my base, and I wasn't making good videos. I was frustrated, and I ended up taking a break, not recording many episodes on Avernus. But yeah, as it is about to end, I figured and was enticed to record a server tour for you guys, show you what has been built on the server by me and others, and yeah, just generally show you around. So, let's start over here at Ye Olde Spawn Base. It's a little worse for wear, but you can remember when we started down here with the smeltery in this corner, caving down below. It's been cannibalized pretty heavily by various people joining the server, taking a few things they need, and creeper explosions have also done kind of a number on it, as you can see. But that's where it all started. Spawn expanded a little from there, but not a great deal. There was the courthouse, which looks like it's been, well, it's seen better days. Although, I will note that not many people have messed with my judge's bench. Of course, I also hid a secret here. We'll see if Dark Lumiere follows me down. He has not seen this secret. I never had to use it, but this is where I hid the magnum torch that kept Spawn from getting overly run over by monsters. It's also, looks like someone found it. Probably long ago. Who knows? Maybe he'll come down and see it. But yes, it's also where I put the admin tool, the Box of Pain. The Box of Pain was designed to house up to 2 transgressors to stand judgment for crimes they may or may not have committed. As you can see, it's made of warded glass, and if I had ever had to use it, I would have teleported people into their little enclosures there. And they wouldn't have been able to harm each other, or me, or escape, except with that rod right there that Eli has, the Staff of Traveling, which is how I get in. I had originally tried to set it up so that there was a also a force field there that would strip their items, but I could never get that to work, unfortunately. We've got apparently a diner made by Micro8, who hasn't been on the server in a while. Micro, if you're watching this, we love you. Join us on the next version of the server, Avernus 2.0. Some witchery circles that never really got used much. A couple of attempts, I guess. There was a mob spawner in here. A few starter bases from people. You know, minor stuff. Someone's floating starter base. Nothing very well organized, nothing that had a huge huge focus on aesthetics, but yeah, It was Spawn. And we also have the never used, or maybe once or twice used, Arena, mostly made by Dark Lumiere. I helped a little. Where 2 battlers, or more, heck, even more, could fight to the death, while I watch from my incredibly stylish Emperor's box. And control the opening and closing of the gates with my guests. But yeah, did not see much use. Next server we'll have to build it sooner when people are still fighting a little. His Flora armor prevents any harm. However, my dark armor does not prevent all harm. That is something I never did. I never made Flora armor. I stuck with this dark armor and my flux-infused jet plate through the whole series, or the whole season, I guess. But yes, so let's take a look at a couple bases. We can start with mine. Let's see. There's a piggy in front of me. It is Dark Lumiere. But yes, here is my base. I think you've seen most of the basic structure of it. We have the entrance into this mountain, heading over here to what I think is a pretty nice little bridge over this river here, and into the courtyard with these cherry trees and some bamboo. And over here we have my Major Domo Jr. Can't really see his name right now because it's in leaves, but Major Domo Jr. He replaced my Major Domo. He is a slime from the Galacticraft mod, a Slimeling, my loyal pet. If I tell him to follow me, he'll follow me, attack my enemies. He's great. I don't know where he went, but there he is. But yes, so this is the base level. Some of these rooms never got used. I was going to do blood magic in here. Oh well. Ars Magica, haven't touched it. Same with Thaumcraft. Actually, 3 of the 4 big rooms I never used. I did, however, use this storage room a lot. I have everything set up. Auto-crafting. I can request items get crafted here. Let's go with storage cells. So if I make a 64K storage component, I can start that process, and over here it will show me the progress I'm making towards that in the auto crafters. I have everything set here to automatically process ores. I can automatically make flux crystals and things, automatically make some processors. Everything's working pretty well here. I actually really like my setup in this room. But yeah, so that's my storage system. Here's the grave of Major Domo the First. Sorry fate he met. A certain squid and his friends were not careful with their area of effect weapons. And alas, Major Domo was no more. Anyway, this is my Botania room. As you can see, I didn't get too far in the mod. I opened a portal to Alfheim, and that's about it. Functionally, I mostly used it for making extra clay with this Clayconia. That was my major source of clay, which was a real limiting factor for some of the things I did. You can see the inverted sky blocks here. Anyway, just kind of a basic setup. If we walk around the second level here, never really made the library or the Mystic Forge, although I did make a mariculture blacksmith's anvil that can repair items that you put onto it, which is really neat. I made a little kitchen, mostly so that I could get honey from Pam's Harvest Craft. Pretty neat. Got an oven, a cutting board, and I never really used it. I'm sorry, this seems like a kind of a depressing little tour, but yes, I had some triumphs. My ME system, which I'll show you more of in a moment, runs throughout the entire base. The whole base actually has both conduits for applied energistics and conduits for power running in the walls. Here I have a railcraft room. I can auto-convert coal into coke coal. Never got around to putting things in these rooms. I've got a mine chem. Okay, I gotta move this off so we stop seeing the conduits. A mine chem room here. I was mostly using this for making titanium, actually. If you insert bone meal to the chemical decomposer, eventually you get titanium. And you might have guessed, based upon some of the things I've mentioned, that I did a little bit of mariculture, which I'll show you in a second. Just some auto-crafting with Ender IO up here. I never did get around to automating the thermal expansion machines or building a buildcraft room. And this is the extent of what I moved down here for Tinker's Construct. The rest is still way up there in that base I spent some time in the ceiling. Okay, so let's look at some of my triumphs. That's really cool looking, actually. The hat got huge. They include, well, this is partially done. It is a wither killer from Practicalities, but was really nice for getting nether stars. However, things I am really proud of. Here I have my spawning room. Yes, it's my version of the Monasteriary from the TPPI world, but updated and modified to be slightly more compact. Also potentially, a little more useful. So what we have here are the Cursed Earth spawning chambers. When I hit this switch, you'll start seeing all sorts of monsters will spawn in here, get killed in 3 out of the 4 5x5 areas. They get killed by Mine Factory Reloaded grinders to produce mob essence, which is used in the auto spawner. And in that last one, they're blown by fans onto spikes to produce liquid XP. That's right, I'm producing liquid XP without having to run the auto spawner, which I think is really nice. That was a flaw I found in the old Monasteriary. I was not getting a good source of liquid XP for, general use, enchanting and stuff. You might have noticed it. Oh, and there's one. Zombie pigmen. I actually changed one of the blocks in this area from the biome in this land, mountains or something, to a nether biome. And I did that using the biome painter from Random Things. So I got nether mobs spawning inside my grinder, which was actually pretty helpful. Got me things like gold nuggets. Over here we see the actual auto spawner. Auto spawner here gets power and mob essence and a redstone signal, as well as items from the top. I have a grinder I can turn on or off. This is ethereal glass or ineffable glass, so I can pass through but mobs can't. And then down here, most mobs will take the conveyor belt and they'll fall on these spikes. They can't get out because the glass is closed. I can also make it so they don't fall on the spikes, and then, for example, I could manually kill them, or if they're villagers, trade with them with this trading post. I can also turn on this grinder over here, which I think should be on now. Yes. And that's if I'm spawning ghasts or bats or something that flies around and isn't going to fall. And finally, I can use this dialing device and this portal to send the mobs anywhere I want to. Now, how do I spawn the mobs? Well, this filing cabinet has all of my Safari nets in it. If I place one in this chest here and press the button, it moves it up into the auto spawner. And then the auto spawner is going to slowly spawn those mobs for me. So we'll see in a second. It should pop out a wither skeleton is the Safari net that I put in there. There we go. And he will fall, and I can put him on the spikes. And then if I hit the button again, Safari net ends up back here again. So yeah, that was a fun project. My other great triumph is here. This is my mariculture room. You see I have a setup for auto-generating bait with a sifter. I've got an auto fisher. There's actually water right under that. This is my crucible furnace for making, among other things, fish oil, which I have a lot of. I have automatically sending all of my eggs that I generate from fish into this incubator to hatch. And then over here I have all the fish I've managed to make. I got 2 angelfish. It looks like I got a salmon and a single zombie fish there. This mod is hard. But as you can see, I've got fish feeders that automatically get stocked with fish food, automatically send all of their products out the back here where I've got coral facades covering things. It all ends up in the AE system, which can handle it. And then over here I've got oysters, pearl oysters, all around the edges, and they are constantly producing pearls of all different colors that get sent to the AE system, which is why I've got, you know, almost 200 golden pearls. I'm actually going to save that for a second. I'll show you over here, Galacticraft. The room's not much to look at. I didn't really pay attention to aesthetics here, but I have the Tier 3 rocket. I went to the meteor field. I was there looking mostly for titanium, and then realized I could get it from bone meal back on the overworld. That's where I ended up. So, up here you can see I've got a couple of cool windows. The final room that I was working on when we decided to reset the server, which I'll talk about probably at the end of the episode a little bit more in depth, was this, my garden. So you can see I've got Growthcraft grapes and hops over here. I put this great transformation tree from Twilight Forest in. And yeah, so it's just a cool little area. These were going to be manual. I was going to take those and use them for brewing. Probably would have put a couple of beehives over here for getting honey. And then up here, you'll notice that I haven't shown you any automatic farms, and I haven't used any. So this is where I would put probably a farm that would generate reeds and wheat and things like that. Over here might be a tree farm because the roof is higher. I really like the way this room turned out, though. As you can see, it's, you know, open to the sky, it's integrated into the valley and the mountains. I think it's really, really cool. I'm really kind of sad that I have to get, you know, move on to the next world. I wasn't quite ready to leave this base, but yeah, I guess I said I'd mention it later, but I'll mention it now. The server was just having a lot of instability issues. I've got another slimeling over here, crashing periodically, and we decided that we'd update to a pack that was a little bit better maintained. The crack pack hasn't updated in a long time, so yeah. So we decided we would upgrade. We'll be upgrading to Feed the Beast Infinity pack, which should hopefully, hopefully serve our purpose. So let me show you my power setup. Power is actually very similar to the way you saw it. I've made this big reactor, and I have not needed more than that. But what you can see in clarity here is my applied energistics system. My AE system spreads out like a spider throughout the whole base, and you can see this conduit here, or cable, heads over to the storage room, and it's almost completely full. I actually had to borrow some of this cable, and so actually half of the storage room runs off of that cable, half of it runs off of this cable, which is why they both light up, whereas the others didn't get much use. And then I've got everything here automated. It automatically sends yellorium into the reactor, takes out cyanite and reprocesses it to plutonium. I have never ever come close to running low on fuel, and never come close to running low on power. I guess 6,000 RF per tick is plenty to run all the machines that I've got right now. So, yeah, so everything on this wall is one of those cables, everything on that wall is another. So I guess at least in my base, that's almost everything. The last area is my trophy room, and you can see that I got all of the Twilight Forest mobs and bosses. I did all that progression. I got the giant tools. But what I want to show you here is my bedroom, my little secret bedroom that Eli didn't know was here. But importantly, inside I've got a cryogenic chamber. Lets me sleep even during the day, as Dark Lumiere is finding out now. Okay. That's weird. Oh well, he couldn't get out. And then I also have another secret room over here. And this is my personal portal room. These portals can go all over. I've got one in the Nether, one in the End, one in the Twilight Forest. So yes, my public portal out front, and then I, have stored for everyone else. So let's take a look at Dark Lumiere's base. This is his most recent base. It is kind of cool in its design because it's actually, if we take a look, 3 by 3 chunks, which is the limit that a world anchor can load. And so everything in here can be loaded with that single world anchor, which is really neat. I haven't spent a lot of time here, but you know, he's got all your machines. I like the clean floor and ceiling designs, the color of the walls. It's pretty neat. Oh, and apparently... Oh, yeah, okay. I actually have seen this before, and it is pretty cool. This is... Oh, he's got a spawner there. That's dangerous. But all of his underground stuff, he's got gardens... Botania area. Oh, this must be made by a... I would think this was made by a flower, but I guess not. Oh. He's got some cool Botania stuff. I guess he's getting all his mana from Thermalilies. That's cool. Beats my Entropinium, which were constantly exploding themselves. But yeah, very neat. Oh. Cursed Earth, dangerous. So yes. So this is Dark Lumiere's area. Very neat. Let's see. There are a couple other... Oh, there's an upstairs. Oh ho ho! Ars Magica, Blood Magic, Thaumcraft. Very cool. That looks like it's probably some cool Thaumcraft armor. I haven't gotten into Thaumcraft in this version, so I don't even know. Very neat. Okay. So as not to... There it is. So as not to make this video too long, let's take a quick look at some of the other bases that people have allowed me to record for you. I asked. And the next is Harry C10. I am going to cheat and teleport right over to his base, which I have bookmarked because sometimes I have to come over and fix his portal. This happens a lot. Don't really know why, but it happens a lot to Harry. Well, actually, it might not be entirely broken. Oh. He just hadn't closed it. Probably was open to his space station. Weird. And yes, Eli will use the magnet force and show up here again. So yes, so Harry C10 has this lovely floating island, idyllic long grass and cherry leaves. He made a really lovely build here. I really like his pagoda here. But the main crux of his base is down here, down below. He's got a huge pneumaticraft chamber. Holy cow, I've never seen one that big, although I haven't really played with it myself much. Vanilla enchanting, awesome. Got some Ars Magica. He's also got those cool custom doors. Let you walk right through the walls. He's got, you know, his ME system in here. And apparently I'm not supposed to come in here, but I'm going to anyway because it's really neat. This is a cool room. Oh, a grandfather clock. I am so jealous. His room is way better than mine. Mine was very uncomfortable. Power station. Wow. Awesome. And finally, storage room. Okay. Oh, wow. Huh. That's some craziness, that is. That's awesome. So yeah, this place, really cool. Harry did a fantastic job. And I also love, he's got these little satellite islands. This one for Galacticraft. I think I saw, does he have another one set up? No, okay. I had just talked about it with him, I think. Or I think I had said it. He never said he was going to do it. I just assumed he would. But yes, very cool. Love it. And let's quickly, there's one more base I want to show you. If I go home, I should be able to come over here and open the portal for Dark Lumiere to come through. And we'll look at the last base, which I actually haven't seen in a long time, two-edged. Oh, I've actually never been inside this base. I've only seen it from the outside. So, oh, that's cool. That's a Thaumcraft Arcane Levitator. This is what his base looks like from the outside. This is so sweet. It's just awesome. Oh. Christmas presents everywhere. Okay. I dig it. He's got a Botania set up there, a reed farm. He's got floating islands all about. Really cool. And then you can enter down here, and as I just said, it's floating above this. It's just neat. As I said, I've actually never been inside. I've just seen this from the outside. So let's explore together. It's got QED, access to an ME system here. Awesome. Pillars. Let's see, I think there must be an up, but I didn't see the elevator there. Guess a cobble generator. It was forge. I have no idea what kind of device this is, but it's highly structured, or defended. It's got blocks all around it. And then over here, Thaumcraft. Cool. Oh, he's got a spa. He's got a furnace. He got way into Thaumcraft. Pretty awesome. Up here, Ars Magica. Cool. There's water there, because this is the witchery area, where he is growing plants. So I guess he's got these floors split up by mod. That's neat. This one is empty. And maybe we've reached the end of the ones he's actually used, except for here, which is apparently auto-processing, and a weird music disc. Oh, he's got a compact machine. No one can know what that does unless we go inside, but I don't have the ability to do that. All sorts of stuff over here, and let's see if there's one final. Nope, that's that. Let's see what's up top. Christmas trees. Christmas trees everywhere. I assume that was a prank. Probably the trees are not meant to be there. Yep. Supreme Device and Dark Lumiere put these here as a prank. Cool. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna show you guys, I think. Those are the people who said I was allowed to show you their bases. So yeah, I guess that's the end of this Avernus server with the Crack Pack. The Avernus server will be relaunching, however, as I mentioned, with the Feed the Beast Infinity Pack. And we're going to do that this Friday. I believe that's April 10th. At 8 p.m. Pacific time. So yeah, if you have ever played on the Avernus server, you are already invited. Just let me know so I can expect you. If you are watching this video and you haven't played and you want to join us, post a comment and I will see whether there's room on the server, whether I can add you to the whitelist. At this point, I am resetting the wait list for the server. So we're launching a new server. I'm going to launch a new wait list. So if you are on the wait list and you haven't heard from me, just post again. Send me a message, leave a comment, and I will see whether there might be room on the server right now. Or I will get you on the new wait list when that becomes necessary. But yeah, we're going to be moving on to version 1.4 of Feed the Beast Infinity. Now that mod pack, we're going to have a couple of alterations. I'm going to add the morph mod, although don't worry, like this server, I'm going to make sure that it only activates the ability to fly after the Wither has been killed. I'm also adding extra cells 2, so that you can store and transport fluids in your applied energistics system. And I will be removing Mystcraft, disabling it altogether. One thing that I've actually kind of liked about this server, I've liked a lot of things about this Avernus server, but one of the things that I specifically noticed is that not having Mystcraft was kind of good, requiring a little bit more setup time in order to get portals, and also, yeah, just these enhanced portals were, I think they served us well. They required power, but they also let us travel around. I think the issue with Mystcraft is it's just so resource easy. You know, you get a little bit of ink, a couple pieces of leather and paper, and all of a sudden you have a linking book that can bring you to wherever you want it to. So I am disabling Mystcraft. All the functionality of Mystcraft, though, including custom dimensions, is added back in by RF Tools, which is already a part of the Infinity Pack. So yes, we will be using that for teleporting around the server. I'm going to try, guys. I'm going to try to record again on, let's just call it Avernus 2. Get you some videos. I might not record the very start of the server, but I'll update you really soon after it starts. But yeah. So yeah, I guess this is farewell to the Avernus 1 server, to this lovely base here that I wasn't quite ready to leave, but we'll have lots of fun in the next world. Thanks for watching. See you next time.